Okay, since I've already verified that my file has transferred over, the next thing to do is I have to shut the device down by using the power button. It should hold for 2 seconds and it will enable. And then select the power icon and then click the green check mark. Okay, now that the device is powered off and I have my SD card in place, what you have to do is you can remove the USB, given that you're not going to need that anymore, and you have to plug in the power adapter into the power outlet. But before you do that, you have to press the this plus button here. Hold the plus button, plug in your adapter. You'll see that it becomes an orange color. It's kind of hard to tell on the camera. Once you release the power button, you'll then get this menu. This is, I guess, their software menu saying that firmware update, and then it'll tell you that the firmware update's in process. It is still all in Chinese, which can be difficult, especially if you can't read Chinese, as I can't. But it is pretty simple how the update works. It will slowly continue its process. What it's doing here is it's updating the 1 gig flash location, which is on the device itself. It's completely reloading it. This device does use U-boot, if you're familiar with embedded ARM Linux OSs. But it should be completed pretty quickly. 19%, 20%. The file itself can be downloaded from the manufacturer's website, which is smartdevices.com.cn. It would be suggested you do a search for it in Google and use the translate button, and then you go to products and then SmartQ, and you will see a firmware update listed. Underneath there you can download, this is version 2.0 firmware update. Now I've already loaded 2.0 previously, that's why some of the icons look differently from my previous video. This one that I'm loading now is a 2.1 release that I found on the net. As you can see, it loads the OS pretty quickly. And you can tell that my power adapter is still in place, and that light is still like an amber color. It is suggested that after you complete the update that you delete the file from your SD card. Otherwise, from what I've experienced, if you happen to be holding the device in a certain way with the plus button held, you can actually get it into bootloader mode, and it will start to update with that ROM again. So it's suggested that you delete that file after you've completed the update. So that just to reiterate, to get it into this mode, put the file onto the SD card by plugging it into a computer and transferring the file over. It has to go in the root of the SD card itself. You can't put it into a other folder, it won't find it. And then to enable it in bootloader, the unit has to be completely powered off. And then you press the plus button and then plug in the power adapter, and you will see the light will be an amber color when it's in bootloader mode, and you'll see this Chinese text on the face of the device. That's how you know you're in bootloader mode and it's getting ready to load the OS. It's recommended do not power the device off during the update, otherwise you will have to use the SD format software, which is also in Chinese, which will be a little bit or a lot more difficult to boot up. Okay, it's reached 100%. Okay, it's completed. Device powered off, and it should come up with a calibration screen.